Jasmyne and Vince.
The Jasmyne Show.
The JasVynce.
And we have returned. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for stopping by our channel. We appreciate you for liking and subscribing and watching and all those other good things. But welcome back to another episode of The Jasmyne Show.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Vince. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I just wanted to see how long I could keep her from saying The Jasmyne Show. She's been messing with me, y'all. She's been messing with me. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Not Celebrity Big Brother. That is over. And we are finally at a point where I think I'm over this season now, too. We just getting started.
It's very long-winded.
They always do it to us. They always draw it out, significantly. 2 weeks after the honeymoon. The honeymoon just happened, I feel like.
I think we're on week 3 now.
Week 3, if you want to call it. This is episode 9 of season 14 of Married at First Sight. Is Love on the Table is the name of this episode. It's not?
It's not.
It's not?
That's what he said. He said it's not on the table for me.
Let's get into it. Still new to their marriages, to strangers, the spouses explore deeper feelings as they dig into each other's past loves. Ooh, mistake. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Some couples seize the opportunity to get closer, while others teeter on the stages. Oh no, on the edge. I can't read. On the edge of heartbreak. I was like, the stages of heart. There be stages.
Stage?
Heartbreak got stages sometimes, but the edge is like you right here with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Right on the edge. I'm on the edge.
Thank you for that demonstration.
Can you tell we're a little tired and delirious right now? But anywho, let's get to these couples, man. Who are we talking about first? This is 17 days of marriage right now. We got to see the couples move in and have their little gathering part. What do you call those? Housewarming. Yeah, you go.
We didn't buy a house, so you don't know what that is.
Yeah, one day soon. That was nice to see. I guess people got to redeem themselves a little bit. We also did get to see the guys and the girls hang out separately, where they got to talk about some drama and stuff like that. But let's begin with Noi and Steve. Which don't start in the beginning. Don't.
Boring.
How boring are they? I have they started off pretty strong. Strong. He woke up. She wasn't there. Where was she?
She went to the park to set up a cute little scavenger hunt for him.
That's what she did when she stormed off on the noodles?
Oh, no, we past that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a new week.
It's a whole new week.
It's a whole new week.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
on that.
I thought she was still mad about the noodles while she wasn't gone.
She wasn't mad about the noodles.
All right.
She was mad that he was jobless.
All right. That he was jobless specifically. Anyway.
She ain't going to admit that, but that's what it was.
Well, she did take the time to set up a nice little scavenger hunt thing that he thought was cute also, right?
Mm-hmm. He said he likes little gifts and stuff like that, so
right.
I guess that's his love language.
Right. Now, speaking of love languages, does Steve have anything to say to Noi?
Yeah, he has some love language. It was called I love you.
How did she feel about it?
She told the girls that she knew already. She could tell based on when his voice was shaking when she left him and goes to him for 24 hours. She's like, this man loves me, even though he hasn't told me. But he said he recreated their picnic, and he said, we had a picnic on our honeymoon, and that was 3 days, and now we're 3 weeks into it, and I feel like I can now tell you that I love you.
Aww.
And she said, I love you too.
Shout out to you, Steve. Shout out to you for being vulnerable. Maybe a little bit too vulnerable when they had their conversation about falling in love in the first place.
I don't think that that's too vulnerable. I think that that's good. I mean, I think you would want to know that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So he's 38. He's had 5 serious relationships.
That's not...
And been in love.
5 times.
I'm sorry. That makes me question, what is your idea of serious?
See, that's a different story.
Because I think some people think if you were in love with somebody, then that makes it serious. That's not the case to me. Serious is when you're thinking of marrying, when that's an option is to marry the person. That's serious.
I hear you.
And long term.
Why can't someone see falling in love as serious? What if that's their idea of serious?
That might be why he 38. And
There you
get
go.
married.
There you go. All right. Anything else about Steve and Noy? We flying through these couples today.
Yeah, they were boring in a good way this episode.
Man, you know who wasn't boring? Lindsay and Mark the Shark. I love how we started off, affirmations. I think you're incredible. You have such a loving person deep inside of you. It's not directly on the surface, but
I thought that was funny.
in there somewhere.
That took me out.
In there somewhere is a very beautiful person. I thought that was cute. Basically, they both agreed that
that was a dig.
That's obviously you gotta dig that loving person out of there too. She's like, I don't know how I felt about that.
I was saying they had the coldest dinner ever, bro. Like all you could hear was Mark seasoning his food after it was cooked. It bothered me so bad.
The little plate.
I'm like,
plate and fork sound.
You're salting and peppering the crap out of your food. Didn't you just cook it? Shouldn't you have done that when you cooked it?
No comments. They both agree that their communication is what needs work.
It's trash.
Mark said it first, and then Lindsay was like looking at him in his face while he was explaining how their communication needs to be better. But I don't think she was listening to anything he was actually saying.
No, she was waiting for him to pause so she could respond.
I think she was just
just about her point.
Just wait till I.
Yeah.
Is he done talking? All right. So communication is the real thing. I'm like, yo, he just said that. Like, why?
I thought it was interesting that she called him a Debbie Downer. She said every time we go out to have fun, you bring down the mood. I'm like, I don't think that he brings down the mood. I think that she doesn't know how to read a room, and he tries to reality check her when she's bringing down the room. But she sees it as you're the one that's bringing down the room, and he's like, no, I'm trying to prevent you from bringing down the room. He didn't say that. Because it would have been a waste of energy to say that.
Lindsay
anyway.
Downer over here.
She said he doesn't give her affirmation.
You and your tood.
Yeah.
Gotta hook the tood up. I think at one point she said she's at 1%. And I didn't like that.
Yeah, she said she checked out.
I don't like that. Why? Why are you at 1%? Why
because
are you checking out?
She felt like she wasn't getting the energy back.
All right.
I understood what she was saying.
Now, Jazz brought something to my attention, which I guess people have probably said this on Twitter, and I was just like, so I wonder, like, why are you acting like this? Jazz has said that her good wife act is all performative, as in she don't really care about him that much. She's just trying to look good.
That's not what I meant. What
Okay.
I meant is performative in the way that she's doing so much to say that, to be able to, give me some credit. Give me credit. I did all of this for him. I did all of it. She's doing it. That's performative to me. That means that it's not necessarily genuine. Like, I'm not going to say she's not genuine, but I'm saying that she's doing it with the expectation that she's going to get something in return.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily the way. The way to do it, especially when you're married, but they also don't know each other.
They don't.
When you're married,
and we talked about that a few times.
I do things for you because it covers us. Us.
Keyword. Us.
But she's doing stuff to be like, oh yeah, I did this for you. Your life was in shambles before me. Like, I don't really care for that. I don't like it.
Not a fan. We did get to see more of Lindsay when they got to the girls' hangout, but it wasn't too much. They did not fight.
Yes,
They did not
her
fight.
and Katina was having a very amicable conversation.
Nice
I
little
was like,
chitter chats going back and forth, just discussing how they don't know each other. And
everybody can communicate, basically.
Yeah. And I think actually it was Noy, since we talked about Noy already. I think Noy was the one that said something along the lines of, you're marrying somebody's inner child and all the trauma that comes along with it. I was like, that's a point. And I also do hope that the rest of the ladies and the guys do think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I thought that was good.
There you go. Let us move on.
So the ladies need to go get pedicures and get their feet rubbed down and have some wine to not fight, apparently.
Oh, is that okay? That's what you said.
I mean,
I was like, wait, what?
If I was in the nail salon getting my pedicure and had some wine, what could I want to fight about? Like, that's super relaxed.
All right.
It's lovely.
I feel like Jasmine probably talked the most out of anybody in this episode. I've never
She
seen her speak
did.
so much.
She did. I think that I don't know how I feel about her now. Like I feel
Ooh.
like she wants Mike to do something that I don't see her doing, which is opening up.
Mm.
And I feel like I was very happy when she did like the fake workout with him and then was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, like let's like tell me about the loss that you've experienced." I felt like she was being intentional, and that's when I was like, maybe she does actually like him because people keep saying she don't like him.
I was
She
thinking
don't
that as
like
well.
him.
I was thinking that
But
as
I
well.
was like, that's the vulnerability and the transparency and the response that she had was I feel like it brought them closer, and that's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
But I feel like she could also take some initiative to have those vulnerable conversations as well. I did think it was goofy that he said, "Yeah, I'm choosing to be vulnerable now that I'm married," and I'm like, that makes no sense. Have you practiced this? And I think that's what she was saying. You can't just magically never be vulnerable and then be like, "Yeah, I'm married, so I'm just gonna be vulnerable now." No, it doesn't work like that.
I agree. You pretty much covered everything that I
Yeah,
wanted to talk
sorry.
about. I was like, I feel like we do a show so we can go back and forth, but it's all right. If you want to do that, we can just skip over it. But I did want to give kudos to Lindsay because she also did something similar where she took Mark to the batting cage because it was something that he appreciated. So shout out to you for that. But back to Jasmine and Michael. I was just gonna touch on the fact that they also had a picnic. Michael got a gift for Feeny, like
Feeny's so cute,
like Mr. Feeny from Boy Meets World.
Ooh.
Is that what?
I don't know, but
Feeny?
I love Mr. Feeny.
Feeny. All right. And yes, they did describe the best way to communicate, and they went over, and she was like, "Well, don't talk at me," and I was just like,
You're talking at him right now," is what I was thinking.
I was like, "Be careful." Be careful with the black man. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like
especially the black man that don't know how to communicate all the way fully and is
think
trying to understand
he
things.
had the right intentions and what he said and asked, which is how can I best communicate with you?
Right.
But I don't think they're gonna be able to communicate.
I think
I just don't think it's gonna work.
I think the biggest chink in the armor of
it's the black woman
of the communication. You said that, not me.
It's the black womanism.
You said that, not me. I was just going to say that it probably doesn't make sense to try to squash beef about a previous argument by bringing up that previous argument and all
that y'all didn't resolve
and trying to attach all the emotions attached to that argument in it. So if I'm talking like this right now, how am I supposed to react in that moment? I'm like, no, it's yo, we're not supposed to.
Yo, you could tell Michael, like, during that conversation was like, he's like, I'm going to be as still and
as quiet
as possible. It's like, it's not working. It's not working.
He tried. But yes, I think he hit one of these.
Yeah, he
or
was
something like
bullets.
that after that conversation. But last I did see from them, the stretching and working out and talking. They had that whole crazy conversation where he broke down like all the loss that he's gone through.
Oh my god, that story was so sad.
Oof, that was rough. But that, unfortunately, that came out of, again, the vulnerability conversation where Jazz said, "Oh, I could tell he was in love with his ex," but
oh my god, yes, the way he was like, "Yeah, she just understood me." As Jasmine, I'm like, well, what happened? That's the next question. Since why you not asking a good question?
Well, how do you know how you get to somebody I could, like my ex, we was just vulnerable together,
we
man.
Had friendship,
and we was just so vulnerable that the vulnerability couldn't have been any more vulnerable.
I was like, if she don't ask the question, well, what happened?
It's like,
we
so
all want to know.
So where the vulnerability comes? So my brother got shot. I'm like, God dang it, man. That was vulnerable. Yeah. That hurt. It was very vulnerable, though.
I think that's very interesting.
That was rough.
That people, I find it easiest to connect with somebody when you're talking about loss. Unfortunately that's the case, but I feel like that's one of the most human emotions, and when people are the rawest and you feel like you can, break down walls and connect with them.
I can agree with that. Anything else about Jasmine and Michael this episode? I feel like we saw
get some points.
We saw a little bit of growth. We saw a little bit of growth.
Points. Keep it up, guys.
Mainly through their communication. I don't know if it was more direct or more them speaking to the camera about how they would approach the situation next time.
Yeah.
But either way, it seems like a point got through. So a point. A
Come
point
on,
to you.
Black Love.
Right?
Maybe.
Speaking of black love, maybe, let's get into Olajuwon and Katina, who I didn't have nothing else about this episode aside from
Big trash.
the fact where
Big trash.
we got to see all the veins in Olajuwon's neck as he was asking her if she was going to cook or clean.
I'm disgusted with him.
he was amped. I'm like, bro, you need to.
Disgusted with him. I understand what he was saying though. So he was saying that she works from home for now, and that he works like it sounded like he worked crazy hours. He works overnight. He worked in the day.
And
like,
I gotta remember what Olajuwon does.
I don't remember, but either way, he has made it very clear that he expects his wife.
What does he do,
to
y'all?
cook and clean.
I can't. I just have that he's an ex playboy. I don't know why I don't have his job.
But
He
regardless, he expect. No, he's not a teacher.
He's not a phys ed.
Go
ahead. Regardless,
damn.
Don't talk to your woman.
He expects his wife to cook and clean, and he said it in the beginning. What did he say? If she can't cook, is she a wife? I feel like he's basically beating around the bush and telling his wife that he doesn't consider her a wife. And I don't like it. He's like, what are you bringing to the table as a woman? Like, I'm like, ooh. So
I'm just confused.
Do you know how it feels to be a woman?
I'm just confused.
How you gonna tell her what to bring to the table?
Just like as a woman though, but like what do you do? Like I see you, you walk around and like what do you do?
He keeps bringing up the housewarming and like, oh, you didn't help me clean. Oh, your friends bought the stuff. Oh, this. I'm just like, housewarming doesn't matter, first and foremost. That was days ago. Second, you, like Pastor Cal told him, it comes off like you want her to be pregnant in the kitchen.
Yep.
What is it called?
Barefoot
and pregnant. That's exactly what it was coming off as. And he's reinforcing that.
And she still got to cook and clean if she barefoot and pregnant?
Right. Women got to do too much, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Men do
it's
nothing.
Too much. Men do nothing.
Come on.
I hate you.
Shaking my head. I don't have nothing else about them aside from that. It just really wasn't.
They did a cooking class. The food looked good.
That was cute. That was very cute.
But he killed it with the conversation afterwards.
That's what I'm saying. So especially after she was vulnerable enough to share that, in my last relationship, he was very verbally abusive.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna cry. But she actually had to shed a tear.
She actually did cry after that, and I felt bad because they were talking about how they would fall in love, and she's like, I could see it happening, and he said, "Oh, it's just not on the table for me until as my wife, basically he wants her to be to his standards, but what about her standards? I don't really. It's giving." Controlling. It's giving a lot of things. The trash man is giving
trash man.
It's giving the trash man. Yes. Because what are you like you're asking her what she brings to the table, but what the only thing I hear him talk about is he said, "Oh, I paid off all my student loans. I work and I bought a house on my own." That's great.
That is great.
But are you devaluing her because she hasn't done those things? He said, "Oh, you're still working on those things, and that's great. I feel like you worked on yourself individually." But I'm just like, what is he getting at? He's saying that she doesn't fit his standards of what he thinks a wife should be. I want to know who fit those standards. Does his mom fit that standard? Like, what is it? Because if he was that specific, he should not have been on Married at First Sight. Because there's lots of women that cook, that don't clean, or clean, that don't cook. If she got the money to go out and eat all the time, then that's her thing. That's her thing. Like, you know how to cook, step up then.
I don't like it.
It's giving chauvinist. I can't get with it.
See, I was going to wait. I was like, I wanted to make sure chauvinist was the right word in this situation.
It definitely is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't have nothing else to say about that. Let's talk about the next couple. Oh, too bad they do not exist. And I'm glad they kept them off of the show.
I did want to see Chris at the little
Nerf
archery Nerf ball
Nerf archery, whatever the hell that was. Where Olajuwon again was like, "Oh, it's so hard." I'm like, chill out, bro. Chill out. Chill out. The women were so much cooler than he was, like just by
He
himself.
was. I
It's too
just
much.
don't like him.
It's too much. It's too much. But uh Olajuwon and Katina managed to have received a 7.5 from us last week
They getting a 6.5
in our
this week.
ratings.
He is just. I don't think it's gonna work because she's mentioned several times about his tone, and I don't think it's just his tone. I think the things that he says is inappropriate. That you should not say that to a woman, unless you're a woman. Another woman could say, as a woman, what are you bringing to the table? But a man can't say that because he ain't never been a woman to know what the woman supposed to bring to the table. That's just your personal opinion. And we don't care. We do not care.
We do not care. So they receive a 6.5. Yes, it is time for the ratings. If you haven't noticed, we are doing our ratings that are 1 through 10. Nobody receives a 10 until they both say yes. But how is it looking this season, Jazz? We got some.
Noe and Steve, maybe. I don't know. We ain't talk about the fact he ain't have no job this episode. I don't know what happened.
Barely, because she's trying to act like she's not mad about it, apparently.
She mad. I would be mad.
She mad. So let's talk about Noe and Steve. Miss Quietly Noisy, because she's not talking about how much she hates that he don't have a job. They got a 6 from us, which is one of their lowest scores.
They're coming up in the world. They get a 7.5.
They going to, okay, 7.5. All right.
They bringing love into it. I'm still here for Steve putting his foot down last week saying, hey, this is not what I accept in my relationship. And I'm here for her receiving that. And I would hope that she would move forward with that information and conduct herself as he requested.
I said what I said.
It's not giving chauvinist. It's giving, I have good open communication with my wife.
And maybe a good savings account, because we still don't really know.
I'm praying for it.
Steve Jobs? Who knows? Anywho, let's talk about Lindsay and Mark. She kept her composure mostly.
She was chill on this outing.
But she gave it all to her husband, though. It's usually the other way around, where they're having a good time and then he'll be mad because she goes off in public.
Mark looks stressed all the time. I think it's just his eyes. I can't tell if he be stressed.
I don't know if he got a sunburn or he's just been red the whole time.
He just be looking stressed, and I can't tell because his eyes is just. He got the Ponzo lady eyes. You don't know. That's a throwback.
Anywho, what is their score? We got a 5.5 for them last week.
They still at the same.
They're staying. Let us know how you feel about these couples in the chat. I think that was everybody, because I don't know if there's anybody. No, Jasmine and Michael we didn't talk about. Because of course Alyssa and Chris are non-existent.
Yay! They single.
Jasmine and Michael have received 2 6s in a row from us recently. We got a little growth from them.
6.5.
Do you feel like the producers are cutting these episodes based on our ratings at this point now, where they're trying to give everybody
They're trying to make us go like this.
Trying to give everybody get a little chance to, you know what I'm saying? We figured y'all out, producers. 6.5, 6.5. All right. Yep. They're back to 6.5. Again, let us know how you feel about these couples in the chat. I can't even say who I'm rooting for now. I wanna see Steve do well, but we got some secrets.
I honestly don't like any of the couples together. I'm realizing I don't, cause I can't tell with Jasmine if she likes him. That's the first. Like when I look at a couple, I should be able to tell that you like him.
I feel like everybody. You like me?
I like you. I could tell Katina likes Olajuwon until he starts talking crazy.
Yeah. Facts. Oh my god.
But I could tell Noy likes Steve. Like I could tell, but with them, they both are playing it so safe. I can't tell. I would prefer them, but like, oh, I don't like you. I'm not gonna say I would prefer like how Alyssa did Chris, but I like to know if you like him or not.
Even that was goofy. Like it was goofy. She was holding back.
But at least we knew she didn't like him
for the most part. Even though she was being goofy about it. But yeah, I hope they bring Todrick and Misha onto the show now. I just wanted to throw you
Confusion.
off. It was a Big Brother reference right there. But I'm sick of watching these couples as of right now. So I hope to see the experts jump in and hopefully give them some good stuff to make them work on their experience. We saw something crazy that happened next episode. What happens next episode? And again, we didn't watch the after party
I
yet.
don't know. I didn't see it.
I forgot. We saw a clip of it.
I didn't see it.
Somebody's getting yelled at. It always happens.
Who getting screamed on?
Somebody getting screamed on.
Oh, Dr. Viviana should be in next episode, I think. I think Katina snitched
on
her trash ass husband.
There you go. We'll see more. Please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to watch this entire video. Hit us up on the Twitters and the Instagrams and stuff like that. And we will see you next week, or check out some other videos on our channel and stuff like that. This has been a brand new episode of The JasVynce Show. Peace.
Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce